he gets it to go and the foul. Going under it. And he makes the catch. And for the first time since 2005, your Wellesley Raiders are the Division I South Sectional Champions.
Vernon back the other way for the Raiders. Vernon shot. Score! Sophie Vernon finds the back of the net from the faceoff circle, and with 1:14 to go, the Raiders take a 3-2 lead.
Well, Black Red Blitz is back, baby, as the MIAA playoffs kick it into high gear here as Raiders boys and girls hockey and boys and girls basketball programs all earned the right to play in the tourney. First, we check in with boys basketball, who ended their season on a high note, winning against Medway and Scorching Carver on their way to a solid 14-6 record. First round matchup just missed at home though, so we head on the road to BC High instead. Eagles, boasting the same exact record, would have a huge home crowd on their side, and a standout guard in senior captain Travis Evie. Wellesley has their work cut out for them as well, also down a senior captain with Ben Zimmerman out. But after an opening quarter that gives Eagles a 14-8 advantage, it's the fight you see in these Raiders here in the second that you can't help but be impressed by, as senior Ryan Murray looks to spark Wellesley's offense. This three certainly helps his cause to open up the quarter. BC High will make you pay on turnovers though. Travis Evie takes it coast to coast for the fast break finish and an 18-12 edge. But again, Ryan Murray, dangerous behind the perimeter, shows why right here as he buries the pull-up tray. Always fun, not really, when you film in the stands. This was a clutch Anthony Lumley three-pointer that ties it here at 20-20, but instead enjoyed that three-point signal by this random hand. Hashtag, you're killing me. So tied up once again, but 22 even. Eagles a rebounding machine thanks in large part to forward Spencer Riley, as Riley crashing the boards here, banks in the putback, and one. After another fast break bucket goes BC High's way, that 5-point lead gets cut back though, as Anthony Lumley fires a pass inside to Christopher Kolb. Kolb's turnaround rolls in, and that score is what we head into halftime with. Eagles 27, Raiders right there at 24. Seconds into this third, Eagles spark the action once again. Matt Thompson driving baseline for 2 quick points and a 29-24 lead. But as Raiders did back in the second, top of the key, Ryan Murray drains the big-time three, finding an answer right back when BC High drained one. So it's even more disappointing when refs all are whistle happy. A foul called here when there was clearly no contact, as it's the 4th foul on Ryan Murray. Not cool. So Wellesley has to find someone else to spark their offense. Under 2 to go in this third, down by 4, Colin Blasco, who comes up big. Blasco fires it from NBA downtown and swishes it home, cutting it to only a 1-point Eagles advantage. But BC High looks again to Travis Evie. Fake right, move left, driving through the hole for the deuce. So after 3, BC High 33, Wellesley 30. But Eagles start to find more of that offensive rhythm that was missing a lot in this one. And it's sparked by a Wellesley resident in Mike Vassell, who drains the tray right here. Then Travis Evie storming through baseline, banks it in while falling down, and that pushes it to an 8-point lead. But Wellesley answers. Off the pick and roll, Alex Stoddard buries the 3. Deeper into this fourth, as Wellesley starts to miss those key shots, senior captain Travis Evie does not. He drives hard, steps back, and knocks down the J. Time now is fading fast. Raiders pretty much need a miracle, or something close to it. Hold on though, as Ryan Murray still gives Raiders hope. Deficit now 46-39. But Eagles in the end would ice this first round victory at the charity stripe, and behind 25 points by Travis Evie, BC High holds on to win here 54-42. Wellesley had a lot of fight in them in this one and battled throughout the game. Ryan Murray's 14 points were key, despite being in foul trouble for most of this one. Raiders would not only end their season here at 14-7, but it's also the end of the road, unfortunately, for 5 of their seniors, as co-captains Ben Zimmerman and Alex Barron, along with Andrew Walthall, Colin Blasco and Ryan Murray would see their final high school game as a Raider take away. Though the journey ended sooner than they would have liked, a season and career to be proud of. We're staying with basketball. We head over the very next night to the high school gym where girls basketball, after closing out their regular season the right way on a 3-game winning streak, would earn the number 6 seed home court and ready to host the 11th seeded Whitman Hanson Panthers. Now that is half of my hometown, but that's about all I have in common with that team. Because my team, you gotta know, it's the Wellesley Raiders. But in this D1 South first round matchup, it's the playoffs, so really anything can happen. It's a close opening quarter here as Kelsey Zarrow starts off this first with a layup. Whitman Hanson may be the underdog, but they've got a solid athlete in their junior captain, Aaron Lehigh. After draining her first basket, Lehigh follows it up by draining this one from downtown in a Panthers 5-4 edge. But halfway through these first 8 minutes, Sophie Paulson says, "Let's bring it in transition." Feeds it ahead to Gianna Polly. Polly in the paint gets fouled, makes it, and won. 7-5 Raiders off that solid connection. Whitman Hanson striking quick off the inbounds, though. It's Brittany Garcia who posts up and buries the turnaround. Panthers' other junior captain, Catherine Dunn, doesn't hesitate in the lane, and with just under a minute left in this first, Whitman Hanson has got a 13-10 edge. Staying aggressive, though, Kelsey Zarrow draws a double team with her, leaving Brooke Guifre wide open in downtown land. Guifre drills the tray, and this fast-moving first gives us a 13-13 tie. A very defensive second leaves Wellesley holding a 1-point edge. Both sides fighting for possession here as Sophie Paulson collects it, dishes it back out to Kelsey Zarrow, and Zarrow drains it, pushing it to a 4-point lead, 20-16. In fact, Zarrow and Sophie Paulson would help lead the charge in this tight first half of first round action. Paulson nailing this tray to give Wellesley the advantage at halftime, 23-19. Raiders happy to have the lead, but it's only by 4, so they welcome this third quarter with some big-time threes. Gianna Polly sparking it first with this downtown triple made for the NBA. Just over 3 minutes into the second half, Gianna Polly backs up her last shot with a solid pass outside to Kelsey Zarrow. The captain launches a 3 of her own, and Whitman Hanson has no choice but to call timeout. Trying to put a stop to this quick 7-2 run, Raiders got going for them. So after Panthers answer with a couple baskets, Raiders push their lead to double digits for the first time here. Thanks to Kelsey Zarrow hitting this one, corner tray style. 35-25 Wellesley, and another Panthers timeout. Whitman Hanson has 4 captains. Besides Aaron Lehigh stepping up, Catherine Dunn is also making some key plays to help keep her teammates in this one, getting fouled and one off the inbounds. After what looks like a short charge Sophie Paulson takes here, instead goes as a blocking foul on the senior. But the best way to get past that frustration is on the offensive end. And just seconds later, Paulson gets that chance. Kelsey Zarrow makes her signature cut left, 180 it, and with the dish inside to Sophie Paulson cutting to the paint. 37-28, Raiders with momentum. Panthers have 8 minutes left in regulation and to their season, so they find a way to stick around here. Crashing the offensive glass like this try here, Catherine Dunn banks in the putback early in this 4. So while it remains that score for a moment here, Raiders sure don't get any home court love here. As this loose ball deflects out of bounds, and it clearly looks to go only off a Panther. But the refs say Whitman Hanson ball, much to the disbelief of Coach Magpiong and everyone else in the gym watching. Off that possession handed back to them, Panthers make it count. Catherine Dunn clutch in this second half, buries another 3, and suddenly it's a 3-point game here with 5 to go in the final frame. 37-34, Wellesley. Whitman Hanson could tie it up here with another 3. No worries those. Instead, Kelsey Zarrow picks up the loose ball, finds Gianna Polly up court, and Polly knocks down the clutchest of downtown daggers. Kelsey Zarrow then saves the best for last, earning the Hustle Award. She finesses a 360 move, intercepts past 2 defenders, weaves through more traffic in the paint, drains the layup, all while falling down hard. 42-36. This one is staying with Wellesley. Gianna Polly's free throws here ice this first-round victory for the Raiders as they battled hard, facing a Whitman Hanson team that was not ready to see their season come to an end on this night. But thanks to Kelsey Zarrow's 17 points and 14 by fellow guard Gianna Polly, Raiders fought through whatever Panthers threw at them and and came out on top in the end. A W, always fun, but in the playoffs, even better. 46-37, Wellesley's moving on to the sectional quarterfinals. After boys hockey just missed out in Super 8 nominations, that's okay, as Raiders would earn the number 1 seed in Division I South. But after getting a bye in those prelim rounds, oddly the Raiders would not get a first-round face-off on their home ice at Babson. Weird if you ask me, but hey, that's the MIAA for you. Just when you think you know their next move, they hit you with a neutral location instead. So off to Canton Ice House we go. Their opponent? How about the Framingham Flyers? Wellesley had 2 whole losses on their season, one of them thanks to Framingham. See, in their loss to Flyers, goalie Alex Moore handcuffed Raiders all game. This time, it would be different. Scoreless first takes us to an exciting second period, where the intensity gets started first by Wellesley. Jack Hughes with a slap shot from the point gets a more pad save. Puck kicks out Drew Cohen in the slot, and Cohen buries the putback score. Raiders barely a minute into this period take a 1-0 edge. But just as quickly as Wellesley celebrates, Framingham grinds it out on the ice minutes later. Battle on the boards, PJ Conzo sticks the puck out to Nate Nichols. Nichols' centering pass is met with Mike Tersoni's one-timer. Tersoni buries the equalizer past Hubbard, and we got a game here. That tie, though, wouldn't stick for long. Flyers on the power play 2 minutes later. Mike Tersoni grabs the puck, ricochets off the far side boards, dishes it to Will Trishita, who somehow wristed it past Andrew Hubbard's stick side for the go-ahead score. Now, Flyers hold a 1-goal edge here, 2-1. So Raiders looking to even things back up, get an offensive zone face-off, but don't win the draw. Mike Tersoni comes up with the loose puck, speeds down ice on the breakaway. Tersoni gets past Aiden Green and fires it bar down for the unassisted shorty. Just like that, Raiders are stunned, as their 1-0 lead is all Framingham now, as they scored 3 unanswered in this second period alone. Wow. Speaking of wow, how about this play that sparks this final frame? Tri-captain Darrell Webb says enough of this, speeding down ice to the net, tripping in the crease, still backhands it in for the score. That only took 15 seconds, and it's a game again. Hold on to your seat, this third is just getting started. 48 seconds later, the clutch equalizer would come. Drew Cohen spinning away from pressure behind net goes with a wraparound move, and it's in. Just like that, Wellesley went from a 2-goal deficit, closing in on a potential last ever 15 minutes to a minute and 3 seconds, standing here tied. And just like that, Flyers are stunned. It's 3-3, and I think it's safe to say Wellesley has all the momentum, as they get another face-off in their own attacking zone. Brian Keeter's shot gets rejected, whistle blows, but that puck is loose. Tommy Lieberman buries it, but it's all for nothing. Thankfully, Raiders don't have to look back on that play, as the coulda, shoulda, woulda been the game winner. As Drew Cohen centers the puck, it lingers in the crease. The clear-out attempt fails, and Michael simmering just in the slot 5 holes the decisive go-ahead score. With 3:19 left, one team moving on to the quarterfinals. What a battle here on the ice as Raiders outshot the Flyers by a landslide in this decisive third. As Wellesley played their hearts out in this one, down by 2 goals, knew only 1 period was left to make something happen and change the outcome of this one with pure determination. Thanks to Michael Simmering's score here being the game winner, Wellesley moves on while Framingham falls. Final here, Raiders 4, Flyers 3. So we head over to Saturday, a day packed with sports, as 3 Raider teams will be fighting to stay alive in the tournament. Now first, for girls basketball, they would be facing the very same team who knocked them out of the playoffs last year, the Mansfield Hornets. But before heading down to Mansfield, the lovely New England weather would leave a mark on the area, bringing down a ton of downpours, a whole lot of wind, and a whole lot of power outages. So this quarterfinal matchup would not be played at Mansfield, but instead at Taunton High School. Could this change to a now neutral location work in Wellesley's favor? Well, the lower 6-seeded Raiders would sure be looking to spoil the Hornets' chances as the number 4 seed. Well, the first quarter opens up with Wellesley on a mission, and it's fantastic. Kelsey Zarro driving inside, swings it out to Emma Doherty. Doherty nails the three for a 1-point edge. Then Sophie Paulson, off the dribble, hands it off to Brooke Guiffre. Guiffre shoots the tray and makes it. 6-2 Raiders. Off another Hornets miss, Wellesley with possession again. Sophie Paulson, no hesitation inside, misses, but lays in her own putback. Mansfield looks absolutely flat here and calls a timeout, as Wellesley opens his first on a 10-2 run. Mansfield finally erases that 2 on the board on their side and are now down by 6. Sophie Paulson leading the charge here again, drills it from downtown as Raiders are taking the right shots and making them count. Then with Brooke Guiffre making a perfect dish inside to Emma Doherty for the finish, and Molly Cronin finding herself wide open on this long 2, Wellesley looks pretty sharp in these first 8 minutes. Second quarter begins and Sophie Paulson starts where she left off. Gets free on the backdoor cut, gets through 3 defenders, and still banks it in, adding more points to an impressive first half by the senior, putting Raiders back up by 10. Already halfway through this second, Wellesley still maintain a 21-13 edge. Sophie Paulson again launches another tray and sinks this one in as well, making it 24-13 Raiders. But Mansfield starts to get some major points by their senior captain, Megan Hill, a huge presence in the paint. And Hill's 4 points here still leaves Wellesley with the lead, but Hornets have started to find some life here, down 24-17. Skip ahead a little bit into this third quarter, Wellesley now only has a 3-point edge and do not get helped by this turnover, as Madison Bendanillo cuts in front and steals it. Running hard on the fast break though, it's Kelsey Zarro. Zarro avoids the contact, but hey refs, why not give Mansfield an and one while you're at it? That ties it at 24. And yeah, that wasn't a foul. Madison Bendanillo then backs that up with another layup that puts Mansfield up 26-24. But just as quickly as Wellesley just lost their lead, Jenna Piley drains it from downtown. That forces another timeout, the Raiders looking to hold on to that edge, up 27-26. Hornets, though, close out this third on a 5-0 run and take a 31-27 advantage into the final quarter. Unfortunately, the bad news would continue here for Wellesley in these remaining 8 minutes, as Mansfield, already outscoring Raiders 14-3 in that third, continue to lead here by 8. Wellesley needs a clutch shot, and they get it from captain Kelsey Zarro. Zarro, struggling all game, probably needed that shot just as much to fall. Minutes later, Haley finds it, chips in, open at the charity stripe, and gets her jumper to fall in. Now down 39-32. But shots that may have fallen earlier become a one-and-done chance way too often, and Mansfield capitalizes on that. Off this miss, Madison Bendanillo would bring home the layup and a 45-32 lead. Timeout, Wellesley. And that is just plain frustrating, as the first 8 minutes of the game was all Wellesley. But these last 8 minutes, here in this final quarter, would be the total opposite. Sophie Paulson, still leading the charge, would get this 3 to fall, but by then, it's too little, too late, as Mansfield has this one in the books. And so as the final seconds to this quarterfinal match ticks away, well, where do I begin? One of the best parts of my job, getting to see so many awesome highlights from these athletes that are truly talented in every sport, year after year. Worst part of it, the moment the end of so many awesome high school careers have now come to an end for good. Heartbreaking? Yeah. But anyone who was lucky enough to see these band of sisters play, you know 100% this was a season to be insanely proud of. It ends here by the final 48-35, but the impact these 12 players made, especially the 5 seniors, to this sport, the future looks bright. There's no doubt about that. Well, for girls hockey, it seems like a whole month has passed since the last time they played. And when you think about it, it almost has. Earning the number 1 seed and getting a prelim bye in the playoffs is great. But when you think about it, Newton North forfeited their last regular season game against Wellesley on February 17th. So the last game the Raiders actually played was February 14th at Natick. Fast forward to first-round action here on March 3rd. Well, riding a 14-game unbeaten streak, it's safe to say these Raiders just want to play. Don't get me wrong, Raiders got this. But still, it's about time Wellesley gets back into action, full speed on the ice, as they've got a Winchester Sachem squad to face who wants nothing more than to spoil all the fun. Raiders, though, are determined to make this second period count, ready to set the edge. After this first period flies by, scoreless. I don't know what I love more. Opponents know Wellesley loves to set up Jenna Harrison behind the net, dishing out assists. Winchester crowds 4 players around the slot just outside the crease, hoping to block out a score. Nice try, as Mackenzie O'Neill still fires the wrister. Puck takes a detour, clanging the post on its way to the back of the net. The Raiders get that 1-0 lead. But just over a minute later, Kate Ryan from the point finds a Liddy Schultz pad save, but Franny O'Brien buries the putback on the redirect. And just like that, O'Brien's equalizer has made it a new game here, 1-1. So deeper into this second we go. It's Winchester who earns the power play. But this upcoming play reiterates just how tough Wellesley is, especially on special teams. Tri-captain Elise Coakley leads Bailey Lazarus near post, makes her move behind net, and sneaks in the wraparound shorty far post. What a great play there by Coakley as she fools Lazarus and nets the go-ahead score, all while shorthanded. Raiders doing a great job here defending as there's chaos in the crease, players falling down. Winchester isn't too happy as they felt they missed out on a score with an extra Raider blocking the net. But what was O'Neill supposed to do as she fell down? Magically disappear? Both sides get opportunities, though, to vent to the refs as seconds tick away to the second. Phoebe Lawrence gets the shot off clearly, but did the puck cross the line behind Lazarus before Madison McCeach sticked it away? That was insanely close. But the ref waves it off without a second of conferring with anyone else. No goal in the period, still 2-1. So the third is met with a scary moment, though. Off this face-off just outside Wellesley's bench. Puck goes to Kate Ryan off the draw. Ryan's shot hits Mackenzie O'Neill blindside on the bench. O'Neill goes right down. Play is stopped for a while as concern for O'Neill is met with, "We should be okay." But getting hit in the one unprotected spot underneath her helmet, the jaw and neck area, means O'Neill's night is done. So Raiders will have to step up big without their leading scorer. So after another good-looking score gets waved off, that just feeds Raiders' offensive attack even more, as this decisive score comes right off the face-off. Bliss Vernon dishes the draw to her cousin. Phoebe Lawrence 5-holes it through before Bailey Lazarus has time to react. Lawrence comes through with the clutch score. That pumps up the crowd, and O'Neill, as Wellesley's depth, shines through once again as they lead 3-1. Game's not over, though, quite yet. Just as quickly off this face-off, Nikki McCeach gets blocked and falls down. Yells out and stays there. Stop and play, right? Nope. That distracts Wellesley's defense just enough for a Sachems breakaway led by Nikki's sister, Madison. Interesting, as Madison McCeach scores, who was right there to celebrate the score. It's a miracle on ice, as Nikki's horrible hit to the head wasn't so bad after all. 3-2 stands the Raider advantage now, but Winchester, if that was your strategy all along, that's not how you play hockey. Clock continues to run the deeper we go, as Sachems go empty net for a 6-on-5 attack. So, get ready for an intense 90 seconds. Liddy Schultz, last second save. Bears can't clear out, another shot on goal, gets deflected. Loose puck, insert, more stress. Another try, another Schultz save. Then, with 11.7 seconds left on the clock, Liddy Schultz makes another save and gloves this one so everyone can catch their breath on the ice and in the rink. What a playoff atmosphere. Face-off in Raiders' defensive end, puck is kept along the boards for a bit, but kicks out to the face-off circle. Juliana Braid's last second shot goes just wide, and that is it. Raiders hold on for the win, and now it's time for some well-earned celebration as the Raiders storm the ice. What a game. A game that certainly wasn't easy, but Phoebe Lawrence's goal stood to be even more clutch as the game winner. And Liddy Schultz was an absolute grinder between the pipes in those heart-pounding final minutes. Wellesley is moving on to the quarterfinals as they outlast Winchester here by the final 3-2. Playoff hockey continues here in Wellesley as Raiders thankfully got their location moved from an insanely small and old ice rink to make it a late doubleheader face-off here as we stay at Babson on Saturday, as this quarterfinal match is now not at a neutral site. Babson would be packed, every inch taken up by Raiders and Hawks fans. It would have been an absolute nightmare at the original location. So a tight battle would play out here, scoreless through the opening period and deep into the second. But Xaverian goes on the power play right here. Rossvona's shot from the point gets stuffed. Puck kicks out to Thomas Dugan. Dugan centers it through traffic to Ryan Pompicelli. Pompicelli fires the wrister home, and Hawks strike first here with the power play score. But 2 minutes later, Raiders' aggressiveness comes up big. Drew Cohen and Michael Simmering knock the puck away past the blue line. John Wernley recovers it, fires the puck ahead to a wide-open Henry Gould, and Gould doesn't miss as he buries it stick side on the breakaway. Gould's equalizer makes it a game here, tied 1-1. Later on this period, reminiscent of last year's playoff game when Braintree laid a nasty hit on Andrew Hubbard for a penalty, Hawks go there again. It's a dirty hit if you ask me, as Ryan Pompicelli skates to Hubbard's blind spot and clips Hubbard in the back of his legs, undercutting him. Safe to say Hubbard was defenseless there. Should be a penalty, right? Well, apparently things have changed since last year, as Pompicelli gets awarded no time in the penalty box. So we head to the third, locked in at 1-1 still. It's someone's last period to this season for good. Raiders fighting hard, trying to make sure it's not them. As Darrell Webb here makes a fantastic effort while on the penalty kill, tries to bury this one on the fast break. The goalie Anthony Scott stuffs that hustle by Webb. Then on the other end, Darrell Webb makes a great stick block on this fast break. But the Hawks continue to attack the net as Raiders can't clear out. Matthew Ryan fires the shot, stuffed but the puck remains loose. Ryan Pompicelli recovers it, centers it at the hash marks, back to Matthew Ryan. Ryan backhands the redirect for the go-ahead score. 3:15 left in regulation. Huge for Xaverian. A kick to the gut for these Raiders. Raiders do earn a power play chance here with 1:49 left. So the rest of this one, they'll have a man-up advantage. Solid effort here by Joey Simmering on the wraparound gets met by Scott. Xaverian holding on, and time fading away. So Wellesley has no choice but to go empty net to have the upper hand even more here in the closing seconds. But sadly, a turnover here seals the victory instead for the Hawks, as Matthew Ryan's second goal of the game comes easily on the empty netter score. And that, unfortunately, would be the dagger to Wellesley's season as well, as you can't help but feel for these players, as disappointment is felt here for sure by every Raider on the ice. Though this would be the end of the high school road for the 14 seniors as well, what needs to be said after the bitterness of this loss fades is how proud each one of these players can be for the hard work and determination they brought to every game. Here it would end, as Xaverian would upset Wellesley 3-1, but you just know these Raiders will be back next year. So boys hockey and boys and girls basketball would unfortunately see their tournament run come to an end. But girls hockey still remains. So check in next week for an all-new episode as we highlight all the excitement as the Raiders reach their goal of making it to the state championship. So be there for what happens next. In the meantime, if you missed out on any games or highlights, check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org, our YouTube and Facebook pages at Wellesley Public Media, and of course, right here on Comcast 9 and Verizon 39. Thanks for watching Black Red Blitz. Go Raiders.
Now Hubbard coming out to play. Hubbard gets leveled. And oh my goodness.